Quigley, a real old friend of Top Events Productions. We are going to talk today about wills. Peter, welcome to our show.
Well, thank you very much, Jorge. It's great to be with you. Of course, you and I go back many years, and it's always been a pleasure for me to connect with you and also with certainly your Latino audience, your Colombian community, but also the broader community that you're serving now. So it's great to be here, and I've learned a little bit over the last 30 years, and if I can help you and your listeners with questions that they may have regarding the law, I'd be happy to help.
Let's start with our first question. Why do we need a will? Well,
that's the most important question. We'll start right off with that. Really important to have a will. A will is the document that if you are a family, you have children, this is the document that will allow you to name, in case something happens to you and your spouse, this will allow you to name a guardian, someone that you trust to be the guardian of your children. And there's nothing more important than looking out for the welfare of our children, of course. So that's one of the reasons, but there are other reasons as well. We want to make sure when we have a will that our assets are going to go where we want them to go. For example, if you're in a common law situation, a lot of people don't really understand that if they die without a will, then their assets are not going to go to their spouse, even if they've lived together for 30 years as man and wife, but not a married spouse. Now, that's an important consideration. A lot of people don't realize that. A will is a means to make sure that who you want to get what part of your estate will get that upon your death. Also, a will avoids extra costs that you might incur if you don't have a will. If you don't have a will, normally you have to post a bond. The executor of your will, we call it the estate trustee, without a will, would have to post a bond in order to administer the estate, and that's expensive. So family planning, taking care of your children, making sure your assets go where you want them, these are the main reasons that people need a will. And there's other things that we'll discuss today as well, other planning tools such as powers of attorney that we'll get into as well.
Now, is the government going to take a piece of my assets?
Well, that's a question I hear all the time. And let me just dispel a little bit of that rumor. The government's not going to take a big part of your estate. Okay, that's not how it works. There is an estate administration tax, okay, that is paid. A lot of people were sort of concerned about it in the last year or so because there were some new regulations that were passed as part of the Estate Administration Tax Act, but they didn't increase the rates. So basically, there is a tax that is charged in probating somebody's will, and that's the process of proceeding to have the will approved and certified by the court. So there is a tax that gets imposed at that time, but generally speaking, it's not that expensive. It's $250 on the first $50,000, and it's basically $15 on every $1,000 thereafter in the value of your estate. So there is some cost, and the other part of it, the cost to your estate, would be straightforward income taxes, usually in the nature of capital gains taxes. Now, I think that getting into a detailed discussion of the capital gains treatment of an estate and the taxation issues relating to income tax, that's a little bit beyond, I think, the scope of what we're doing in our little our meetings today and in the future. But a will is a means to sort of avoid taxes and to plan your estate in a way that taxes will be minimized.
Okay, we're going to go for a small break, and when we come back, we continue with Peter Quigley, and we're going to talk about who should I name as my children's guardian.